In a world where the military and governing bodies have lost control of the globe and gigantic monstrous beings have laid waste to society, we once again put our faith into an all-powerful teenager with godlike abilities. Welcome to Generator Rex Unveiled. Created by Man of Action Studio and adapted to the Cartoon Network animation, Generator Rex first aired on April 23, 2010. The main character, Rex Salazar, is a 16-year-old boy with the abilities to create amazing machinery from his body at will. This ability gifted, or could I say cursed upon him, by microscopic machines called Nanites. You see, 5 years prior to our story taking place, a group of scientists initiated and failed the Nanite project, which resulted in an explosion causing this world catastrophe. Due to this, the Nanites entered the atmosphere and spread across the globe. Nanites now exist within every living being and are bonded to their molecular structure. Normally, Nanites are harmless. However, when activated, they either mutate or micromutate the biology of their host, giving them grotesque physical features and sometimes even special abilities. They are then labeled as EVOs, exponentially variegated organisms, and Rex is just that, an Evo, but not just any Evo. Rex is one of the few Evos with the ability to control his Nanites and can even cure other Evos whose Nanites have gone rampant. These abilities led Rex to be used as a living weapon by the series' premier Evo fighting force, Providence. Providence is a global clandestine military organization that was created in response to the Nanite event. Providence's initial purpose was to contain or kill hostile Evos. Over time, the organization discovered Rex as a human passing Evo capable of curing other Evos. Providence then decided to take a more ethical approach to make curing Evos the main priority. We'll go into more detail on the organization and its brass as we proceed through this series, but main fact I love is that Providence had a massive helicarrier / battleship that they used as a mobile headquarters and vantage point. Now, Rex, being a 16-year-old, obviously has trouble acting as the living weapon he's labeled as. Rex, having been raised in seclusion, has a very rebellious and overconfident nature in his abilities. Rex has a very smash first and ask questions later mentality. However, he does begin to show more discretion and consideration. Rex is also shown a selfless side. He takes pride in curing the many Evos at his own risk. For instance, he understands that many of the Evos he encounters were previously conscious people who still have loved ones concerned about them and never resorts to killing no matter their species. Rex is actually incredibly smart, given that his two birth parents were scientists who helped usher the Nanites into the world. We'll get to that later. Surprising, since Rex's early childhood lacked any form of education. He once passed a trigonometry test and simply stated it was just easy, just like aiming his cannon. In addition to his Nanite blessings, including technomancy, Rex is also quite skilled in hand-to-hand combat, adapting this into his own abilities and machinery. Now, it'd be a shame to not mention Rex's best friend within the Providence compound, Bobo. Bobo is a chimp whose DNA was changed by the Nanite event. Having been one of the first Evos captured by Providence and with his abilities to speak fluent human languages, he was given the chance to fight for Providence, this being hit or miss as he is looked at as a trigger to Rex's rebellious side. Sporting two very large laser blasters, Bobo is not one to shy away from a fight, and surprisingly, despite his love of Rex, despises humans, calling them sheep as they all blindly follow the crowd. Bobo is smart enough to create a perfect robot doppelganger. As well, one of the few things I like to mention about Bobo is that even though he's such, a butt-kicking chimp, he also wears an adult diaper.
It's a simian undergarment.
Along with Bobo are Rex's other closest allies and agents of Providence, Dr. Holiday and Agent 6. Dr. Rebecca Holiday is the leading Nanite and Evology researcher in the employment of Providence. Due to her expertise, she is delegated the task of studying and monitoring Providence's greatest weapon, Rex. Holiday shows an almost mother-like level of empathy towards Rex, telling Agent 6 and her superiors that Rex is more than a living weapon. He's a teenage boy. She repeatedly tries to convince 6 to relate to Rex, as she understands what Rex goes through with his amnesia and the pressure being put on him by Providence. Her fondness of Rex could be due to the fact that her sister Beverly had become an Evo, and that she is an incurable Evo that even Rex cannot save. But now to wrap up the video with my favorite character of the series, Agent 6, or 6, as he's commonly referred to. He is one of Providence's top agents and Rex's personal handler. He is called 6 for his status as the 6th most dangerous man on the planet. Not hard to believe considering 6 has the skills of a top ninja warrior and wears a suit while doing it. Two of my favorite things, ninjas and suits. But Six is more than just Rex's handler. As the sixth most dangerous man on the planet, Six sports a pair of two collapsible swords that on their own allow him to fight incredibly dangerous evils and even cut through stone, but when conjoined they create a magnetic attraction of sorts that allows him to lift massive amounts of metal that he uses to supplement his non-superpowered abilities. As one could guess, Six's personality is very much like his work ethic, cold and by the books. This leads Rex to refer to Six as the nanny, but more aggro. Now, the world of Generator Rex is especially interesting, especially given he had a crossover that's considered canon with Ben 10. But stay tuned for the next episode where we once again unveil the villains of Generator Rex.